Hey guys, it's Enormous Raccoon here, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing some less than pleasant experiences I've had riding the bus. Now, I'm guessing most of you have probably ridden a bus before, and if you have, chances are you're familiar with some of the shittier aspects of public transit. So hopefully you're able to relate with a few of these experiences, and if you have any shitty bus stories of your own, be sure to leave them in the comments below so I can laugh at your misfortune. Alright, let's get into the stories. So, one time I was trying to get on a bus, and the driver wouldn't let me get on because my ticket had expired 2 fucking minutes ago. Anytime I would try to protest, he would give me the same pretentious response. It's $1.25 to ride the bus! And he wouldn't say anything else. It was like arguing with a broken record. I didn't have any cash on me, so I just said fuck it, got off, and waited for the next bus. And the next driver let me get on with a 20-minute expired pass, no problem. He probably wasn't supposed to do that, but point is, if you're a bus driver, you don't need to be a fucking Nazi about it. To this day, I am still pissed that he made me wait longer. Mr. Bus Driver, if you are for some reason watching this video, I just want to say, fuck you, trim your beard, you look like a homeless Santa Claus. Alright, so this next one isn't really a one story, but rather a chain of events that triggered me. Whenever I got off work, I would usually rely on the bus to get me home, because walking required not sitting down. Now, I got off work late, so all the stops are usually too dark to see anything, and this resulted in buses passing me all the time, even if I was waving my arms around like an inflatable tube man. It got so bad to the point where buses would only stop for me about half the time, so one day I decided I was done with this bullshit, and I went and bought one of those strobe lights for bikers. You know, that flashy light that you put on your bike so you don't get hit by a monster truck? Yeah, I would just carry one of those with me. And, I mean, it worked. I never had a bus pass me after that, but I certainly got some strange looks from bus drivers. So yeah, I've had problems just getting on buses before, but let me tell ya, nothing compares to the experiences I've had while actually on the bus. One time a guy in a lumberjack uniform who smelled like sweat and pine trees got on the bus and sat in the row in front of me. His 100-foot radius of minty stench filled the entire bus within seconds, and I had to hold my breath to not fucking puke everywhere. Thankfully he got off after only a few stops, but the smell continued to linger in my nose for many hours. Kids, if you want to recreate this smell at home as a fun science experiment, just shove a few wintergreens up your ass. One time a literal pack of furries got on the bus. I don't mean 5 or 10 of them, no, there was literally 30 furries in full fursuits. I'm sure that underneath those fursuits they all looked like this kid. But yeah, every other passenger on the bus was visibly uncomfortable, including me. Since there were so many of them, they pretty much took up the entire walking space of the bus, so anytime someone had to get off, they would have to shove their way through a sea of furries to get to the door. I had to do this too, and let's just say that they could have washed their fursuits better. It smelled like a cesspool of body odor in there. Although maybe that's just because they were sweating wearing those giant-ass costumes in the middle of summer. But if you think having to swim through an ocean of furries is bad, I have an even weirder story. Okay, so this guy gets on the bus, right, and he looks pretty normal, and he sits down in front of me, and then about 10 minutes later he starts making some really weird noises. I actually tried to record it, and it's kind of hard to hear over the sound of the bus, but if you listen closely you can just make it out. Editing crew, play the audio, please. Yeah, I know the sound of the bus drowns it out quite a bit, but if you listen closely you can hear what sounds like talking, except it's not words, it's literally just random noises. So after several hours of scientific analysis, I have narrowed down to 3 possible explanations for his outburst. 1, he's retarded. 2, he's a master troll who's pretending to be retarded. Or 3, he's tripping balls. Now, I don't think it's the first option because he seemed perfectly fine when he first got on the bus, and I don't think it's a second option either because nobody would do that on a nearly empty bus. There would be literally no point. So my theory is that this dude took some wild-ass drugs before he got on the bus, and they just took a while to kick in. I imagine tripping balls on a bus probably doesn't give you the best vibes. Perhaps those random noises were cries of terror, or maybe he was having an out-of-body experience and was in complete euphoria. I have no fucking idea. But anyways, guys, the moral of the story is don't stick 20 syringes of heroin in your arm and then get on a bus. And also, don't stay up until 5 AM to finish a fucking YouTube video. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed the video. I love reading and responding to comments, and leave a like if you want to see more commentary type videos in the future. RaccoonEggs over and out.